Thank you for catching the latest storm. Today we're going to talk about the gaming industry and where it's going. I got the idea from someone on Twitter today. I'll give him credit in the description down below. It's a really good idea. I liked it, and we talked about it a little bit, and I was like, that's great. I can speculate it on it. I can talk about a bunch of things. It'll be a good conversation. Apologies that the other recording didn't get done. We're just going to have to work with what we get out of this one. Alright, so when I was first starting out playing games, I played Mario on my parents' SNES. I played Pokemon on the original Game Boy, and I played Hydro Thunder and Pod Racing on the N64. Now, I love the racing games, and I love Pokemon, and I love Mario, and I think I loved all of them for different reasons. Mario had a really good challenge. Pokemon was really deep. You could do a lot of stuff, and you could do a lot of things differently. And pod racing gave you that rush of beating other computers or players at something. So you had healthy competition, you had discovery competition, if you want to call a Pokemon that, and then you had actual competition, basically against your own skill in Mario. Today I am a PC only gamer, and I kind of miss the old games, but I really, really dig Destiny, simulation games, and survival games. They're really, really good, and I couldn't really imagine me doing anything else. I couldn't be playing Mario Brothers 3 right now. And so I think when you think about all of that, and then you look at the gaming industry and where it started with text-based long-form stories and hidden secrets and bugs and all that stuff in Atari games, and then like the final screen in Missile Command, like if you could actually beat it and get there, it'd be so good. And then you could continue to just work your way through everything, and it was really fun, and I liked the way that all those games had their own little quirks. And now we move to gaming today. So we have yearly releases: Black Ops, Assassin's Creed, this, that, the other. Everything's got the new flavor of the year. That's fine. But it doesn't keep you, You'll play the multiplayer in Black Ops over and over and over and over. You'll buy the new game over and over and over. Assassin's Creed has a really good story, but once you beat it, you kind of put it down and shuffle it to the side. And then you have games like Destiny and Borderlands and Anthem. It had a really iffy story, so people didn't really latch on to it, and then they didn't really have a reason to keep playing because, well, I mean, the loot farm kind of broke it, but also the world just felt empty. Who's going to play a game where, oh, you got that really cool gun, go do nothing with it? Doesn't really work. And that's why, like, I bring up Borderlands and Destiny as kind of, they're in a spot that is really good. You play the story, you hang out with your friends, you get cool loot. Okay, that's great. The one thing that the games are missing, I think, is they don't have that story that just grabs you. No questions asked. Here's the story. These are the twists, the turns. Here's the characters. Here's why you should care. Here's why they're important, why you should want to help them, or why you should hate them, this, that, the other. Destiny almost does that. But there's not enough background, there's not enough care, there's not enough development. Like, you're supposed to care about Zavala and Ikora, but they're basically talking statues, Yeah, you see them do some stuff in cutscenes, but they're talking statues. Borderlands, I played 2, I didn't play 1, I haven't touched 3 yet, but all those games, they have that very, like, linear kind of story, takes you through, but when all is said and done, the story's not so important. The characters sometimes are. They all have their little quirks, and they're really great. And I love all of that. But it's not gripping, It's not Chrono Trigger. It's not Final Fantasy VII. It's not Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2. It's not Knights of the Old Republic. These games where anybody that's played them, now granted I haven't played all of the things I just listed, but, the games I have played that grabbed me, they're still with me to this day. 10 years from now, I'm probably going to forget Destiny's story. So the trend that I see gaming headed towards is I really think there's going to be a linear start to finish story. We're going to start with the story. It's going to be really good. They're not going to have to worry about balancing weapons and armor and damage. It's just going to be, here's the story, play through it. When it's over, we got something for you. You get to the end of the story. You beat the final boss. You save the princess. Da, 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 da. You open the game to loot. You had this great experience. And then at the end, there's just this amazing world of you can upgrade your swords, you can upgrade your armor, you can get better guns, you can do this, that, the other. We take the game and the world that you built, and we give you the ability to be anything in the world. You know, Fable is another one of those games where the story is great, and then the end game just kind of falls flat. You know, you beat the story, and then it's like, oh, you have the best sword in the game. You can one-shot everything. Figure out how to have fun. You're not supposed to, right? That's kind of the point. You know, it's like you can do whatever you want, but go play something else. We're done with you. Games don't want to do that. They want to hook you real hard, and then they want to keep you. They want to keep you looking at the microtransactions. They want to keep you looking forward to the next thing in the game. Destiny's doing a really good job of this, and I think that there's going to be a game that does do it better. Maybe it's Destiny 3. I haven't touched Borderlands 3. Maybe it's doing it. But I really, really think that we need to realize that the next big genre of games isn't going to be looters, shooters, multiplayer like WoW, or, you know, loosely Destiny, or, you know, EverQuest, you know, whatever. You know, those aren't going to be the next big thing. The next big thing is going to be a game that shocks the world. You know, it's going to be Fable. It's going to be Knights of the Old Republic. It's going to be Chrono Trigger. It's going to have that story that when you're playing through it, you can't help but eat, sleep, and drink the characters. They're going to become a part of you while you're playing it. And then the world's going to change when you finally solve the main conflict. You're going to solve the main conflict, and everything's going to open up. You're not going to have your shabby rags and your rusty iron sword. It's going to be like, there's a new blacksmith in town. He heard what you did. Here's what he can do for you now. Here's other things that are going on in the world. You know, it's not the main boss challenge, but it's like, hero, you did all this. Here's something that we know that only you can handle. Also, here's the reward. And it's going to be really, really good. So that's where I think we're going. Now, why do I think we're going that way? Well, Fortnite, the BR, the Battle Royale, it's great. But it's not going to last. We're going to get past this. We're going to douse Fortnite and PUBG and everything in kerosene, light it on fire. No, cool guys don't look at explosions. We're going to walk away. It's big, it's huge, it's right now. All the companies are pouring money into it. All the streamers are pouring time into it. Because that's where the money is. Okay? That's where the money is. It's never where the money has been, and it's never going to be where the money is going to be. The money is going to follow the dedicated, massive player base. Now, I say dedicated because you can tell Fortnite numbers are like this, and then eventually they're going to go whoosh, and they're gone. Now, they're doing really good. They're staying relevant with cultural stuff. You know, the Thanos thing was cool. And, you know, and I saw a kid in my purview of real life. He was playing this mode in Fortnite where when you die, you just kind of respawn. And I'm like, okay, well, that's kind of cool, you know. But it's not deep enough to hold people for long periods of time. It's faddish enough. Now, faddish, obviously, I'm talking about, it's a fad that will hold people for now. The day it's not cool to do a Fortnite dance or play Fortnite or talk about Fortnite loses everything. And it's because there's no loyalty to it. There's no story. There's no building world. There's no growing community. It's just, we play this because we're making money off of it. it doesn't last. It's never going to last, and we're going to move past it, I hope. But when we do move past it, it's going to be to those games that have the hooking story, but the loot on the carrot, right? So I can't be 100% sure that there's going to be a new genre. I think there's going to be a refining of what gaming should have always been. We're going to have stories, and then we're going to have a bunch of cool loot. There are games that are basically there right now, but the stories aren't good enough. The next game that actually captures the whole world is going to be a story that's good enough and a grind that's even better. That's where gaming's going. I really appreciate you watching. Like the video, share the video if you really enjoyed it. Swing by the stream, links down below, and take care of yourselves. Embrace the storm of life. We're all in this together. Thank you for watching.